Welcome to
the High as Fuck podcast with your boy Joe Cool
and Matt Jackson, and we are here, and this is Thanksgiving Day, baby. This is Thanksgiving Day. We're all eating turkey with our families and stuff like that. People drinking. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah, drinking. And eating turkey and all that stuff today. And that is what we're doing. Because that's what we're doing.
Not me. I don't drink.
No, he don't drink, but he eats a lot of turkey.
Yeah.
Probably some ham.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Munchies for sure.
Munchies. So we are talking about one of the most famous, I would say one of the iconic, famous Survivor Series 1990.
And it's not even the matches.
It's not the matches. It's two very specific
things.
I think you can add a couple more things in there. There's a couple more things that were in it too.
Two very specific.
But there's two almost like the undeniable that those are the two moments. Oh, excuse me.
History.
These are the two, and these are two moments that you wouldn't have thought. Well, I mean, one of them would have been thought of getting over as long as it's done right. But this one thing that happens, not even before the one thing that happens first. You know what I'm saying? So this pay-per-view is synonymous in history of this rich history that we have of wrestling. And I would say it's a cornerstone, or is that the words I'm using?
Yeah.
For
sure.
For a debut.
Yeah.
Okay.
To start a decade, I think.
All right.
I would say to start an era.
Okay, they don't even know what the fuck they have done by this moment. Okay, 1990.
Vince McMahon, in all his glorious wisdom, as much as we hate him, in all his glorious wisdom, created the most sensational thing that ever would exist.
Ever. And it's phenomenal. Phenomenal.
To end an era, to create an era, the god of professional wrestling in the WWE.
Yes. And this is after the Ric Flairs. So it's an era of for one, it's a difference.
Our.
And get this.
Your age group era of professional wrestling.
Part of our thing.
The beginning.
And the thing about the Undertaker thing being the debut with Ted DiBiase.
I had never
this guy is a zombie.
We hadn't even said his name.
Dead man. Huh?
We hadn't even said his name.
Oh, did we not?
We were avoiding it.
Oh my shit, I fucked up. I thought we already said it.
The debut.
I got lost in the damn haze.
Of The Undertaker.
That's where I was going with that. Okay. Damn debut of The Undertaker. Is shit, yeah.
With Ted DiBiase.
Yeah, with Ted DiBiase. But that's the first match in. That's the first match.
First match of consequence.
No, but it was the first match on the card, right?
I don't think so. I think there were other matches before, but we didn't even really, because you know how, a lot of those pins and stuff were just squashed?
I thought that match was first.
Hold on, let me look.
I thought it was first. But anyway, so this pay-per-view here is a sensational thing. I can chop that out, probably. Anyway, so it's a sensational, it's what did I say? It's iconic, it's freaking, it's a mark in time. It's a snapshot of pure wrestling. But what it is every match is, which I didn't know until the end, that every match was teams and that.
Well, the $1 Million Team with Rhythm and Blues with Jimmy Hart and The Undertaker versus the Dream Team, Dream, Coco Beware,
it was
Foundation.
First. So with the first match
for
the Survivor
Undertaker,
Series.
Mark Calloway from his debut
was a star already.
My God. Like I said, when he first started the match with the Dream, with Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, with a dream. So it's like this is a dream coming true.
Dream.
Dusty Rhodes and the Undertaker fighting each other.
Pushed this man so hard. I mean, he was a legend by this point already, and so
the American Dream, baby.
He was actually drop kicking and like really trying to give this man something so he could look good.
I was pretty amazed by that. Like I was like Dusty Rhodes drop kicking, even if he did it one time in a match. That's pretty just. My hat's off to you, Dusty Rhodes. You know, whining and dining them pork and beans.
Yeah.
Let me talk to you, baby. Let me talk to you. It's Dusty Rhodes, baby. I went up against the Undertaker. You know, that boy was pretty feisty. He was pretty dead too. As much as dead. Yeah. Anyway.
Dusty Rhodes. Ladies and gentlemen. He has made an appearance. I knew he would by some point in this podcast.
Yeah, yes, let me tell you, Lord mercy. You know I'm gonna be popping up in this here podcast.
Anytime we talked about
this
Dusty,
here podcast,
he's gonna show up.
This here podcast, I'ma show up. Speak my name and I just show up, baby. I got 2 sons. One of them's Gold Dust, Dustin Rhodes. And the other one, he's a sweet kid. He's the American Nightmare, baby. He's Cody Rhodes, baby. With his wife, Brandy. Taking care of them chaps. Taking care of them chaps for me. I done told him, take care of them. Now y'all get back to y'all show now. I gotta go. I got to go talk to the Macho Man Randy Savage. Now you know what I'm talking about. Now, baby.
Thank you, Dusty. Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, man. Thanks, Dusty boy. Hey, you never know. Let me talk to you. He told me he came by here.
Macho Man just showed up. What are you doing here, Macho Man?
Shit. Oh, well, Dusty Rhodes, I was on my way over here anyway, and I just passed him in the hallway, and I said, you know what? I wanted to go talk to these guys down there at the Wrestling Mats Podcast Network on the Highest Foot Podcast. Let me talk to you. Snap to a Slim Jim. Oh, yeah. Ooh. All right, now.
All right.
These people have got to stop doing this. All right, so I think they're gone for now, okay? I think that's all that the Macho Man wanted to say. So, anyway, great first starting of the match. Dusty Rhodes over here drop kicking people.
Yeah.
With drop kicking people, man. It was one time, but I was still, like, amazed over it. What is you know, his tummy full of honey.
Yeah.
You know?
His big flabby thighs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But he was nicely put together, though. I don't think he was like...
He was starting to gain weight. He wasn't as big as he got.
And he still wasn't like, you know, I guess you would say like, I don't know, gross in any way. I thought he was always like presentable and like, I've always liked the Dusty Rhodes, you know. He's always been one of my favorites.
Yeah.
You know, growing up, he is the American dream.
That's right.
And, you know, I feel like, you know, when I do his, you know, I feel like when he comes out, you know, that I'm channeling and I'm feeling him and like, feel like he's like a part of me or just being able to channel. So it's a beautiful thing that you know, in life when you find characters like that or people in general, human beings that make you animated about them, because I just, you know, whole voices and stuff like that, creating their voices and all that stuff and redoing it, that's kind of an animated like love for them.
Yeah,
because it's not just about them, it's basically their whole essence, because their voice got you over, or got them over to you. The way he like presented himself, you know, his old presentation, and that gets back to the Undertaker.
Yeah,
and his presentation. They gave him a shit. Okay, well, let me backtrack. I don't want to say shit, but they gave him just this crazy idea. Let's say that. It's a crazy idea of a zombie, an undead zombie. I can't even remember what the correct thing is, but I know zombie is in his description of his character, the Undertaker. And he took something like that and made it more than anything has ever been made. I think yet, like other than like Stings and Ultimate Warrior with gimmicks like that, with makeups, or because Undertaker used to wear a mask, he wore makeup. You might not noticed it that much because he had the black eyeliner, right? Did the white face, but he was dead. So to take a dead gimmick, somebody who's dead, and make something out of it, I mean that's what makes him, great. But there is a funny story about this whole Undertaker deal. Is Undertaker, before getting called, the day he got called to this, he freaked out a little bit. He was like, oh shit, panicking. But I'll tell you why. It's because weeks and weeks of them leading up this egg thing, the Undertaker was thinking, oh my God, what if they're like, when they call me, this is the thing I'm going to have to do. I'm going to be like this guy named Eggman or something. And so he had a little freak out about that. And it's funny because Undertaker said in an interview, and he was like, he laughed about it. He was like, it's funny to me now that I would even think that. But because when he got the call, that day he got the call, he was like, oh shit. But they're gonna pitch this whole crazy egg thing to me. And I'm gonna have to do it. You know what I'm saying? And but
I am confident. I am confident. He said, with Mark Calloway being who he is, if he got the Eggman, he would have made something of it. He would have done something with it.
Yeah, but we're talking about him dressing up as the Gobbly. So, I mean, we're talking about him dressing up as something ridiculous, okay? So, and we're going to get to that later in the show, but I just wanted to bring up that because it's just funny how, the Undertaker was, just kind of scared that he was going to be called up and say, yo, hey, pal, I need you to come in.
You're going to be a dinosaur or a lizard or...
Yeah, that's ridiculous, but... So, I mean, the match was good. All around. I mean, I guess it was a good match, for what it is,
DiBiase team won, of course.
Yeah, Team DiBiase, which I wouldn't have thought they would have won, because I thought, how did they become... I can't even talk about that yet, because we haven't got there yet, but how did they become, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the show? Like, how did they become that if they lost the first match? I don't know. I guess we'll figure that out later or something. But the match was cool. Who else was in it though? It was the $1 million people.
The Dream Team, Coco Beware, and the Hurt Foundation.
The Hart Foundation. Oh, Anvil and Bret Hart. Okay, yeah. This match had Bret Hart in it. That's right.
$1 Million Team and Rhythm and Blues with Jimmy Hart and The Undertaker.
Yes, that's right. Okay, so. Yeah, I was definitely, once, Undertaker eliminated some people. I can't remember who all he eliminated from the match.
He eliminated Dusty.
Dusty Rhodes.
And then Bret almost eliminated Undertaker.
But someone eliminated Undertaker. And at that point, I was just like, I don't care who wins now.
I can't remember.
I want the other team to win. And if I was a kid at that point, I would have been like all for the Undertaker side until he got eliminated. And then I'd been like, oh shit, there's Bret Hart. Let's go.
Yeah, because Matt would have gone for the darkness, but then
that'd be the only member of the
died,
team.
And then $1 Million Man would have been like shit to Matt, so then Matt would have gone back to the other team.
Yeah, it was already it's ridiculous in the first place because that's why they lost, because it wasn't a full team of darkness. There wasn't even the Ministry of Darkness yet. So you ain't got no strength in numbers. You got one darkness and you got everybody else that is not on the same page with what that is. So to me, it doesn't even make sense.
So you got the winners of the...
But it doesn't even make sense for Undertaker to lose his first match ever.
You got the winners of the winners match, right?
Yeah, the winners of the winners.
This now. You got the winners of the first match, right?
Yeah.
They go to the top of the bracket. Then you drop down to the losers bracket, and you got the top of the losers bracket. Right?
Yeah.
Hogan and them, on top of the losers bracket. Everybody else has to climb up to the top of Hogan.
To join the team? Or no?
To beat Hogan. Everybody else from the bottom has to try to climb their way to the top. To try to get to Hogan and them. To win. To then get to fight these people.
Okay.
But Hogan beat all those other teams.
Hogan was in more matches than 1 or 2?
I think so.
3 and 4 matches? Is this like a King of the Ring Survivor Series?
I don't know.
That's what this feels like. The whole time watching it felt like almost like a King of the Ring there for a minute.
I don't really understand how it works, but
me either, because the sole survivors of it ends up going to the end of the show.
Yeah.
Fate fighting another team that ends up making it to the end of the show, which I thought they were going to be all the top players. This top team fighting this top team. Whoever wins is the sole survivor of the whole Survivor Series. That's a lot of survivors in one sentence. So let's just keep on surviving. Because I'm a survivor.
Anyway, we didn't really understand the structure of the pay-per-view, but
it was odd. It was out there. It was on Planet 9.
This upcoming 2022 Survivor Series actually has nothing to do with the way structured this Survivor Series was.
Yeah, no, the newer one.
Yeah,
the one that's coming out this week.
There's no Survivor Series elements to it.
Yeah, there's none. I'm just like,
because there's Survivor style matches in Survivor Series. There are none except for War Games.
Yeah, they have the 2 War Game matches, which I wish they would have something like this,
like a Survivor Series style elimination match.
I wonder when they stopped that. I wonder if I could find that.
I remember late though. They still did 1 and 2 Survivor Series style matches at the Survivor Series pay-per-view. They did a men's and a women's Survivor Series style match.
But I'm like, so if they did these in 90, and it goes back to, what I say, 87, 86 was the first one or something like that. In the 80s, it was the first one. And they did it then all the way up until when?
Wow. Still doing at least 1 match.
But yeah, Survivor Series, the pay-per-view, but they are not doing every match, though. When did that actually stop?
Every match. Yeah.
The first one to win.
Mm-hmm.
So how many of these pay-per-views are out there? Is there 10 of them? The first 10 Survivor Series were all Survivor Series matches. That's a bunch of team matches. There's no singles. There's no one-on-ones. There's no title matches. There's no nothing. People have titles, but they don't,
they weren't featured.
Yeah. So, all teams. And this is what people complained about TNA. When TNA were doing all cage matches. People were like, ugh. But it's called, what was it called? Lethal Lockdown. If something's called Lethal Lockdown, wouldn't you think all matches would be like a cage match? Everybody's lethally locked down? Get the fuck out of here. Of course, right? When you hear a pay-per-view called Hell in a Cell, and you have 1 Hell in a Cell match, maybe 2. So you got a whole pay-per-view called Hell in a Cell. For what reason? To have 2 Hell in a Cell matches? Yep. And that's it? Okay. Yeah. But yet they did that in the past where, you know what I'm saying? But like TLC, they might have 1. Money in the Bank, they got 2. Money in the Bank, which that's fine. Money in the Bank's fine. But there should be ladder matches. There should be other ladder match styles and stuff like that. On TLC or Money in the Bank, there should be some other thingy matches and stuff like that. Maybe whoever wins some money or something, since it's Money in the Bank. So maybe there's a match where you win a briefcase of money. I don't know, man. Anyway.
Okay. Then we got Shawn and Company.
Shawn and Company.
Shawn Michaels, The Rockers.
Marty
Jannetty.
Who else was it? I can't remember now. I can see them, but I can't. Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels.
Earthquake.
Oh, yeah, Earthquake. Because they were taking on Tugboat and...
No,
not that.
No. This was before that, but I don't have... I have Shawn Michaels written.
Oh, my Lord, there was people doubled up in matches. I didn't realize that.
I would just had Shawn Michaels written a bunch of times right here. Big elbow on the back of his head. Elbow drop from the top rope. Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels. That's all this dude's thinking about is Shawn Michaels.
It was on the screen. That's all I could think about.
There's no Bret Hart. So who cares?
Shawn was on the screen, and all I could think about was Shawn. I don't know why.
I don't know. I did like Shawn Michaels during this time because my mom told me that I liked the Rockers growing up. So
Shawn Michaels was good,
but I don't know if that was because of Marty Jannetty or Shawn Michaels. So she never told me that. She just always told me that I liked them.
It was a good match though. I remember that being a good match. I just don't remember who else was it. Earthquake and then Hogan, Dino Bravo, and the Barbarian.
That's my dude. I like him. Old.
Then we had Hug and Tugboat, Hacksaw, Boss Man.
Say hug in Tugboat.
Earthquake, Dino Bravo.
Was that Tug and Hug?
Haiku and the Barbarian versus
Hogan,
Tugboat, Hacksaw, and Boss Man.
Oh, hugging and tugboats.
Yeah.
Hugging tugboats. Hogan
and Tugboat.
Hogan, not holding.
Right.
Holding tugboats. Who the fuck comes up with a name and says, you know what? Tonight.
That was a big old boy.
Tugboat. Who fucking says that? Who says, dude, you're going out there, your name's Tugboat. Put the stupid sailor hat on, put this red striped shirt on, red and white striped shirt, some white pants, and go out there and be Tugboat. Who the fuck tells a grown ass man to do that?
Vince McMahon.
And he's kind of hefty. Hefty.
Vince McMahon does that.
So y'all can sponsor me when the hefty commercial calls me. Hefty.
Matt Jackson.
What's up?
You have your answer.
I need to get famous on a commercial.
Vince
McMahon. I know, terrible booking. What's that? Lazy booking. Lazy creative. But I mean, I guess it worked for the times.
It was just a really big match. And of course,
big.
Hogan won.
Those two big guys going at it. Tugboat and Earthquake.
Oh, yeah. Hogan tried to pick up Earthquake.
And he fell backwards. Twice. So it was...
I don't think he ever body slammed him.
I don't remember. I don't know. Didn't Earthquake...
I know he won.
Earthquake drop kicked the man off the top rope, didn't he?
Did he?
I don't know. I'm thinking about the game, but I mean, if you go out there and get WWE 2K22, you can do that.
Oh, we finally had Hacksaw give a promo. It's the first time I've heard Hacksaw give a promo.
I can't believe this man done said that. It's the first time he's ever heard Hacksaw Jim Duggan talk in his life. This man crazy.
Jim Duggan don't talk. He don't have a personality.
Y'all comment right now. Is that crazy? This man's only heard one promo.
One Jim Duggan promo. Other than
with his damn 2x4 and thumbs up and America America that.
That is Jim Duggan.
And his a generic plain blue trunks, and he was dope. I liked him growing up.
He is the workhorse, the backbone, the 40 hours a week wrestler that pays the bills of the media. I mean, that's what he is.
Mm-hmm. I mean, wasn't glitz and glamour, I mean.
The workhorse, the tugboat of the
workhorse of the tugboat. What are you talking about?
He's the tugboat.
He's the tugboat.
Yeah, he's the one that pulls them.
We're not talking about tugboat. That's what you're talking about, Jim.
I know. Jim Duggan is.
He's the tugboat.
The tugboat.
Maybe he should have been the tugboat. The tugboat, Jim Duggan. Jim the tugboat Duggan. I mean, he's already got a stupid last name. So, Duggan. It's like Duggan. It's like dung. Like poo poo.
Look.
Dung.
Dungan. I love Hacksaw.
Was it Dungan? It's like dung.
I have always loved Hacksaw.
Yeah, I love him too.
He's always been over to me, but like Bret Hart, he's good. Bret Hart's good.
Bret Hart's best,
but he's boring.
Yeah,
Jim Duggan's boring.
Yeah,
there's just what they all they have to offer is Hacksaw walking around excitedly carrying his 2x4 and swinging the American flag.
This dude just, oh man. And then if you get to the Bushwhackers, like, Jesus Christ, man. Just a lot of really happy people playing dumb gimmicks. Which is great. Great. I ain't got no problem with it, but it is funny, though. It is funny. I'm just stating facts here, sir.
Yeah, it's just gimmick.
Some of them is lazy characters, but if you're gonna say something that's positive about all that, is these guys, some of them, not all of them, did what they could with their character, got it over as much as they could.
They made it.
They were on TV. They were in pay-per-view matches. So
they made it through the slog of the bullcrap that was the death of wrestling during the era before it had its revitalization in the Monday Night War.
Yeah. And then sometimes
there was a few years there that wrestling lost popularity among our demographic, and it took the Monday Night War to re-spur that.
Yeah, and we're getting close on that one anyway because it's the 1990s right now.
Yeah.
And at that point, it would have been, it's like 9 years away from being, or not 9 years.
Like 6 years.
6 years from that.
From the start.
Yeah, I was trying to think of what year all this started. 95, 96.
97.
96, 97, 98, 99. And on through, so you ain't gotten that far from this right here. So The Undertaker debuts 6 years before the Attitude Era. Mm-hmm. So he's got that 6 years that he's got to creatively
build the program,
build his creative and character and stuff too by that time
and so people who come in like Triple H, people who come in like Shawn Michaels, people who come in. All the other legends are, doing their thing, whatever.
Some of them are still there for us.
So we've got Undertaker, who is the stalwart for all those other guys.
Yeah, he's the beginning of
Triple H, Shawn Michaels. He's the one at the top.
Yeah, and there's Shawn Michaels in there too. Talk about the Attitude Era. Who knows? Was there anybody else in this whole fucking pay-per-view
at the start
that was the starting of the Attitude Era that would have been used?
Undertaker.
These are the guys that would have been used,
and that's why they're
to launch one of the biggest eras in wrestling.
That's why their match history. At the end of the era.
Yeah, Shawn and
Undertaker.
A big deal. Oh yeah, definitely. I would say so too. I was really going for the Undertaker. That's all I cared about was the Undertaker. See, I want him to win everything.
Always split because I couldn't. Shawn Michaels and the Undertaker are my two favorite wrestlers of all time. I couldn't make a decision on that.
Wow, I did quick too. That's who I like most. I respect Shawn, but respect a little bit of him. I don't respect everything because what happened with Bret Hart was real, and it's fucked up. No matter how many times or how many times you apologize, it's still fucked up. So it was some real shit that happened. It wasn't no storyline bullshit. It was actual real shit that went down with them. So Bret Hart said, "I'll do anything for you. I will drop the belt to you. I'll do whatever you want. I'll take care of you through the match." Blah blah blah, and listed off a bunch of other stuff. And then Shawn Michaels looked at him and said, "I'm not going to do the same thing for you," which means if I hurt you, I hurt you. Like plain and simple. I'm not taking care of you in this match. I already know I'm winning the belt, and, so if, all that wrestling stuff that you learn in training, it was out the window for Shawn Michaels. All that stuff that you're supposed to keep, the integrity of the wrestling ring and all that stuff, and being respectful and all that stuff. And this is outside of kayfabe. This isn't kayfabe shit. This is real shit. This is Shawn Michaels being real. So I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate a guy coming in that was literally a guy who practiced moves in a pool, taking flips in a pool and whatever the fuck. And John Dickenbottom, and he comes in and he flashes. He's flashy. He's got me going, and then to come to find out that the whole time I've liked the guy that's a disrespect, and to one of the most high class wrestling families that we have, and one of the most prestigious wrestling families we have, and that's the Harts, and the respect that they deserve. They didn't, Bret Hart didn't deserve that. Owen Hart didn't deserve to die. You know what I'm saying? I think that was rigged. He shouldn't even had to play that character. So it's a planned thing in the beginning. Vince has something out for the Harts. This is obvious. He has something out for Hart. And Shawn Michaels is his butt buddy at this point. So, of course, Shawn Michaels is going to do and be like Vince. They've always loved disrespecting the Hart family. And that's why I don't have the time for it. So, I don't have time for that. Because, you got to respect the families. That's like someone shitting on Eddie Guerrero's family. Is anybody going to handle that? Is anybody going to take that?
They literally shit on the Guerreros every time they get a chance on WWE.
Sometimes, yeah, when they got people doing these moves that should not even be touching the moves that he's done.
Yeah.
And I think right now,
every time they have a heel that is fighting against Ray, Chavo, Chavo's not in wrestling right now, but anytime they have a heel that's fighting against one of them, steals Eddie Guerrero's shit and shits all over.
They all did. Dominic Mysterio, even though that's basically his uncle in like some sort of fashion. You would think, it's an homage and stuff like that, and it is. But the way he's using it's not. But speaking of Eddie Guerrero, last night Nyla Rose came out to the ring, and her manager is Vicky Guerrero. Mm-hmm. And they came out with a pimped out ride.
Nice.
Dedicated to Eddie Guerrero. And with them was somebody else. I can't remember the other girl's name. Marina Shafir. Oh, God. She's
But that means Vicky's back.
She's been back. She's been doing some shit in AEW for a minute. Off and on camera now, but
I hate Vicky Guerrero.
She's with the phenomenal Nyla Rose. So
I don't really watch AEW, so
but they came out with the fucking hydraulics and shit, and just you knew it was for Eddie Guerrero.
That's cool. But
and she had the shirt that says "I'm your mommy" instead of "I'm your poppy" like Eddie Guerrero had.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought that was a cool moment last night.
That's cool and all.
Since we're talking
I respect it from the perspective that it's her husband.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't like Vicky Guerrero.
I don't either.
Excuse me.
Yeah, she's annoying.
Excuse me.
Maybe if she was a face, she might be alright. But
maybe if she was doing some death metal vocals for like this extreme death metal band, call me, Vicky. I got some plans. Let's do this.
Then we had.
Excuse me.
Think about that.
Excuse me.
Then we had the Macho King talking to Gino Kerlin.
Oh yeah, we had the Macho King.
Oh yeah,
the Macho King.
King was talking to Gino Kerlin. Yeah,
he was like a Mean Gene. Anyway, we did that with Mean Gene's. Mean Gene. Rest in peace.
Gino Kerlin, man.
To both of them. Fucking stars. Mean Gene. Fuck, can't get no better than that. And you think Howard Finkel, you can't get no better than you can't get better than Mean Gene. Howard Finkel tried. Sorry, Howard. You tried. Rest in peace to you too, baby. No. But he tried too. You know what I'm saying? But
there's just some things that you don't get better than.
Yeah, some things and some people you just can't get better than. And, with a Heyman. Oh Lord, Mean Gene.
Shivani.
We gotta say it like that.
Bobby Heenan.
Tony Schiavone. Yeah, Bobby Heenan.
Mike Tenay.
Bobby Heenan did that weasel thing before the WWE?
Jerry the King Lawler. Joey Styles.
Oh my God.
JR.
It's good old JR.
Booker T.
Shucky, ducky, quack, quack.
No, when he's being serious, though.
Can you dig that, sucker?
Can you dig it?
Can you take him serious when he says shucky, ducky? He says, He'll say shucky ducky quack quack now.
I heard it one time.
I was like, yeah, he's been doing that for years. It's when it's like a oh my god moment or something.
I can't take it serious.
It's like a moment. It's a certain moment. And it makes him say shucky ducky quack quack. And they used to have an image come up on the screen of some ducks in like water.
That's dumb.
Yeah, and it said shucky. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's almost as dumb as the spinneroonie, I guess.
I don't know. That's a cool dance move. That shit's dope.
Yeah, but the name
the
name is the worst.
Spin-a-rooney. Spin-a-rooney. The San Francisco treat.
I don't even remember what Macho King was talking about. He was just joking.
He was just joking.
Kind of like Matt said about the Ultimate Warrior, just going,
going ham on a microphone. He was going to town on that microphone.
He was just mumbling and talking like this because he's the Macho King. Snip it to his.
But he had no crown, and he had a great outfit on. I like this. I like the way. I like it. It was a good outfit.
Yeah,
I really liked it. And I said,
Red and
Matt Cardona should redo that outfit since he likes doing Macho Man's outfit so much. I don't know why he hasn't used it. And if he has, and I don't know about it, sorry.
I want Jay Lethal to bring back the Macho Man.
Oh, that would be cool. They do use the music. They use the music or some of it or something like that. It sounds like the old music, but I'm not sure if it's the full music or not. But yeah, so they do that. It's Jay Lethal's back too. Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett last night fought Sting and Darby Allin.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was a great match. Sting he went ham. He jumped off of something and did a cannonball onto a giant. He got choke slammed by a 7-foot giant and kicked out of the choke slam.
He's old.
He's 67 years old. Sting is still going. Jesus, this man was...
They were 30 when we were born.
During the pay-per-view, I said, what does Darby got this 67-year-old man doing? He's got Sting doing some crazy shit. Yeah. I'm so proud of Sting.
This is ridiculous.
I'm so proud of him.
I love him.
Doing some crazy shit.
Steve Borden loves the business so much.
Yeah. And he loves Darby Allin. He legit...
And once WCW has died, he's never had a home. He went from...
WWE just wanted to crush him.
TNA.
WWE just wanted that match. Like, they wanted Triple H to beat him. And that's it.
From WCW to TNA. Went from TNA to AEW.
No, TNA to WWE, WWE to AEW.
Well, TNA to WWE for that 2 matches, 1 match.
He had Seth Rollins. He got hurt by Seth Rollins. Yeah. He had the Triple H match, which they basically brought him in so they could end this WCW versus WWE. I know. It's like this whole WWE versus WCW and who would actually win.
And they couldn't do it with The Undertaker.
And they couldn't do it.
So they brought the next biggest star. They did it with the WWE or the Triple H. Yeah. The next biggest star of the WWE. By the end of the
But see, that's because Triple H wanted that out of his own. I think he wanted that out of his own greediness. He's like, if anybody's gonna get Sting at WrestleMania, it's gonna be me. And this is blowing off the idea of Undertaker and Sting. Okay, so, this is like, who does that?
Yeah.
Who doesn't think about that in the first place? To put a Sting and Undertaker to fight each other. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, I think we have track a little bit.
Sergeant Slaughter, Orient Express, and Boris Kuzkov.
Boris Kuzkov. Yeah, that's a weird name.
Bushwhackers, Nikolai Kolov, and I can't remember who else was fighting in that match.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I just remember the Bushwhackers getting pinned real
slow
quick.
Match. Bushwhackers lost.
Yeah, Bushwhackers lost quick. They were pinned pretty quick. All they did was like simple moves. That's what got me there. This whole thing.
Of really, really quick matches.
Yeah,
because pins were like rampant.
So I was like, man, like talking about it is gonna be kind of easy to think about it because it's it's not much to say about each thing. You know,
it's really not much.
Hit or miss on it. And it's not much going on in it because you've got somebody getting hit with some move that would never ever get a guy pinned.
Right.
unless you're jobbing. But even then, when you're jobbing, why would you lose to like a simple like if you got punched in the face? Let's say you got punched in the face and you did a back bump off that, they would have pinned you. And it's like what?
Yeah,
just a regular punch.
Yeah,
dude just fell to the ground.
A lariat.
A little lariat. Yeah, a little tiny clothesline. Nothing that's really meaty either. Nothing that's really impactful. Just a little clothesline.
Yeah, not a clothesline from hell like JBL. No.
Yeah, because what happened to the Bushwhackers was pretty lame moves.
Yeah.
But I kind of get it. They're low card. I get it. They lick each other's heads. And,
it was a slow match, though. I felt like it dragged on for a while, but there were a lot of...
But then as soon as one Bushwhacker got pinned, the other one got pinned, like right after that. So it was kind of... But some of the eliminations was quick, but then the match itself wasn't. Yeah.
So then we had the gobbledygooker segment.
Oh, yeah. Ming Jing comes out, and he's like talking about this egg being incubating.
Yeah.
For the longest time.
It was ready to hatch.
And he was like, well, the way he talked, it was like it was going to happen later on that night. And then he's like, oh, it feels like it's cracking or whatever. Yeah. And then out pops the Undertaker.
Turkey. This turkey just pops out of
Eggman pops out of the damn egg.
That would have been
it's Mork. You know what would have been funny, though? And Mork and Mindy. You remember that show, Mork and Mindy? Do you know that he comes down to Earth in an egg?
Robin Williams had popped out of it.
Yeah, he comes out. His alien ship is an egg.
And the Undertaker had been an alien.
What? So, now that I just thought about that, which I'm so glad I thought about that.
The Undertaker had been an alien?
No, the gobbledygooker is an alien from Mork's planet.
Holy shit.
Because he's in an egg, right?
Theory confirmed.
Yeah.
Gobbledygooker is an alien.
And he escaped that planet.
Alien turkey.
Because they were going to eat him.
The gobbledygooker is an alien turkey.
They were going to
eat him on Thanksgiving, and so he had to escape.
And then he came to the WWE in his big egg. Makes sense. Who would have thought? Mork. Who would have thought?
Mork saved the turkey.
Yeah, Mork.
From his family.
But I always thought that was crazy with Mork. His shit was an egg. It was just insane. That show was great.
Then we had Power and Glory and Rick Mortel and the Warlord and DiBiase versus Hogan, Tito Santana, and the Warrior at the end of the match. And I can't help but every time I write down or talk about the Warrior, I want to call him the Warrior. Because that's my experience of him in the WCW. He was the Warrior.
Yeah.
He will always be the Warrior to me.
He had some cool stuff when they were bringing him in. Hogan being terrified of him. And it was this mirror scene that still gets to me today. It's so realistic. Like, he's looking in the mirror and Hogan's looking at himself. And the next thing you know, Eric Bischoff looks away or something like that. And he sees Ultimate Warrior in the mirror. Like, he's in the mirror. I don't know how they pulled that off. Two-way mirror, whatever. However they did that, fucking amazing shit. And then Hogan's like, oh my God. And he gets Eric Bischoff and he gets his attention. And Eric Bischoff turns around and no he's there. And it's not there. And then they had all these other stuff building it up for Ultimate Warrior and WCW, which was just, I don't know. They did pretty good with some of it.
Yeah.
Remember we was watching that one pay-per-view with him when he came out of that smoke and stuff. It was a fake Ultimate Warrior, and then the real one came down there and all that stuff. So we just reviewed one.
Yeah.
With him as the Warrior
stuff. Yeah, for sure.
But that match was pretty decent, you know.
Yeah, that was the end all be all.
Yeah, that's crazy how fast this went through. Like, we went through all the matches like that quick.
There was just so many, but they really weren't worth talking about.
Yeah. There's so many of these shows, or so many matches on the show that are just, it's like, just your regular.
They're 5-team matches. Or 2-team matches, but they're 5-member matches.
Yeah.
4-member matches.
4
They're elimination matches.
Yeah, they're all elimination, and it's pretty crazy that you have a pay-per-view at this, I mean, this started in like 86, I said, or somewhere early middle 80s. Survivor Series started,
and we watched the whole pay-per-view, and we still don't know
teams.
We don't know what was going on.
Yeah, we don't understand shit. We just know it was a bunch of team matches, and I got lost a lot of times. So, like, I still had, still was gonna sit here and talk about the show anyway.
Came down to who and the Warrior and Hogan team?
Yeah.
Power and Glory, Rick Martel, the Warlord, and DiBiase.
Because Ted DiBiase's team was a sole survivor of the whole thing. None of them got pinned. One of the teams didn't get pinned at all. And they won with nobody getting pinned and eliminated.
And then
the other team was Hogan and
had
Warrior.
To drop down to the bottom
Tito.
and climb their way all the way up to the top.
Yeah.
Without any
like I said, I'm confused. I don't remember this whole climbing, this whole ladder that you remember seeing. I don't remember. I don't even know. I'm telling you, I was confused.
Ladder.
Well, I know that.
I didn't see a ladder.
But I know that. But like, it was just you explaining to me, and I'm sitting here, and I was like, that's the same thing we watched, right? We watched the same thing, right?
Yeah.
I have realized to watch that, but yet I don't make any sense of it. I was lost the whole time. I don't know what the hell was going on.
And we had Hogan coming back and trying to fight the Power and Glory in that team. So I think what happened, Ted DiBiase, Power and Glory, Rick Martel, and the Warlord. That team.
Yeah.
That four.
Which I'm surprised at the Warlord. Yeah.
That four pinned the Warriors, Tito Santana, and Hogan's teammate, Hacksaw.
Yeah. But did they eliminate Hogan?
No, I'm saying he was gone already, like in the first match.
Oh.
And I don't know what happened. They got beat, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how they had to go back to the beginning.
I don't get it. Very confusing.
Yeah.
But I hope this isn't going to be every Survivor Series from this time period. Just too confusing to even talk about. But we have, of course, we have things to talk about. But it's just confusing to what the fuck was going on. I didn't understand it until the end. I didn't even understand it then.
Yeah.
But I had a grasp of it going, okay, so...
I think it ultimately ended up in Hogan, the two teams that started at the beginning, at the end again.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, it ultimately ended up with the two teams that started the beginning over again. For some reason.
You know, I don't rightly know. I'm
going to go study that on Wikipedia.
I'm going to study the pay-per-view.
What is this? What is our time right now?
Time for you to get a watch. 47.
Yeah, so we still got a little bit of time. I'm going to look up the structure of the Survivor Series pay-per-view.
But I thought it was a good pay-per-view overall, but it was just confusing. I liked who I got to see. We had the Road Warriors, too. There was one match with the Road Warriors and...
Oh, yeah. Road Warriors. I don't remember.
They faced Demolition.
Yes.
And shit. That was a good one. But, so we had Demolition. We had Road Warriors. I hope everybody's having a great Thanksgiving. I hope everybody is thankful for yet another day. And another dollar. And another whatever else, that you're thankful for. And that it's the gobbledygooker day where we eat a big old gobbledygooker. My family said they're gonna then cook the turkey the night before, and I said yay, because if it's cooked the night before, turkey's always better the next day if you cook it the night before. So I'm looking forward to that, because what I'll probably do is take my turkey and stick it on a frying pan and get some brown on it. That's probably what I'm gonna do with my turkey.
I'm trying to find structure of War Games.
we're gonna have some good eating. We're gonna have probably, I'm hoping everybody has lima beans and mashed potatoes and stuffing and turkey and yams. And I don't eat yams, but I hope everybody has yams and whatever else y'all like to eat. Ham. I wanted the ham, but I think we should have cooked the ham, cooked the turkey, and then stuck the ham in the turkey, and then cooked it even longer. And then put bacon and pepperonis and all kinds of meat and do that. I'd rather have a ham than turkey any day. But yeah, so I don't know. It was a good pay-per-view. All is well with that.
All right, history.
All is well.
It was a pretty good match or pay-per-view.
Yeah,
for sure.
I just basically I wanted to watch this one. I didn't even think about the Undertaker debut, and I totally wasn't even thinking about the Undertaker. I was thinking about the turkey, the gobbledygooker debuting or hatching, and that would be a cool one to review for Thanksgiving this year, for our first High as Fuck podcast for Thanksgiving. Yeah. Going for the obvious Survivor Series this year. Right. And then, obviously, like next year, if we're still doing this by next year, we will do another big time Survivor Series. Yeah. That happened on a Thanksgiving or had something to do with that.
I can't find information about it.
Okay. I have no clue. I totally forgot what we were talking about for that.
All right. Guys, sorry, I can't find information about the structure of Survivor Series.
Oh, that's because it's so old.
Yeah.
And gray and senile. It doesn't even know no more.
I was sitting here scrolling and got high.
Or maybe it's because you're old and senile.
Also,
and got old timers.
This has been the High as Fuck podcast.
The format.
With your boy,
Matt Jackson.
And Joe Cool.
And the Macho Man Randy Savage. And let me talk to you, baby. It's been rather nice to see you folks. I mean, talk to you folks. It's been nice with you. It's your boy, Dusty Rhodes. Let me talk to you, brothers and sisters. Testify on that. That has been the High as Fuck podcast with all of your boys. And hopefully one day we'll be trending on Twitter. Or something cool like that. Would be dope, right? I don't know. Anyway, so we will check you later and everything like that. So we out this.